Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday to you all. It is Wednesday, the 25th of June, and it's 9:30 in the morning here. My name is Stacey Marsh, and I'm a demonstrator for Stampin' Up in the United Kingdom. Very happy hello to you wherever you are joining me from. Each week I try to share a different technique with you all, and this week I'm going to be sharing a simple and interactive card design. There is a free PDF download available. If you're watching live, then that will be published at 10:30 this morning. If you're watching on the replay, hopefully you've got the free PDF. There is a link to watch the video, there's measurements, there's some photographs, and there is a QR code. So if you print the tutorial, you can still find the video. Hope you're having a very good week. It's nice and calm here in the Marsh household. We are almost at the end of the summer term, and I, for one, cannot wait for that very, very last school bell on the last day of term. I work term time a long time, my Stampin' Up business, and the summer holidays are my favourite time of year. So without further ado, I will hop over to my desk and talk you through the card that we're going to be making today. There is a I have added the measurements to the Facebook post, so you have all the information that you need to gather the bits to make the card, but if you are watching on the replay, just follow the measurements in the tutorial. So let's move over to my desk and we will get crafting. Okay, so a nice clear desk this morning. You can see a few people are joining live. Morning Sue, morning Margaret, and morning to Mel. You're off out at 10 o'clock. I hope you've got a lovely day planned. And hello to you, Sharon. So this morning I'm going to be sharing how to make this card here. It is a landscape style card, and I've used a new product to decorate this card. It's called the Charming Day Suite. It's part of the new online exclusives range that launches in July. And demonstrators have been able to pre-order this month. Now, I was really lucky to receive the stamp set in at the incentive trip this year in Orlando as part of one of the daily prizes. So this card is landscape. It has a little bit of detail on the front. There's a few layers there. I've added in some of the designer series paper. You've got a layering background die there. That's the Everyday Arches. And then I've used the dies and DSP and stamps to layer everything together. Now, I said this was interactive because it is. It opens like this to reveal that, and then it opens like that to reveal your greeting inside, your message inside. It stands up really, really beautifully. It's a 10-fold card, and I just think it's a really fab card design. It doesn't use a huge amount of product. The measurements and scoring is not too taxing, and it's just a nice, simple surprise when someone opens the card. So the Charming Day Suite, I'll just walk you through what that looks like. We have a stamp set. It is a line drawn stamp set, so it's perfect for those colouring enthusiasts. We have some nice sentiments. These sentiments I would definitely use again and again. Happy birthday. Thanks for being you. Can't wait to see you again soon. You made my day. And hey. So that's a stamp set that you could really use for numerous occasions. And what I like is, as always, I'm really drawn to sentiments that have two styles of font. So this one really spoke to me creatively. I was very pleased to receive that. And then the dies, they are the Charming Day dies. And there's quite a lot going on in these dies, I won't lie. So you can see they've been well used already. You have outline dies that will go around the images, like so. And then you have detailed dies. So this one here, it's a detailed die that is great for layering. And you have a leaf. You have a long stem rose. I would call that a rose. You have another leaf. And then you have this lovely rose head as well. So really nice dies. Great for scrapbooking, especially those gardening and floral enthusiasts as well. Just pop all those back on there so I don't misplace them. That one I've got to draw around. I'll do that after. And then it is, as it's a suite, you have some papers that go with it. The papers I've used a lot of already. They are lovely, sort of vintagey looking floral arrangements. And then on the back, you have a more sort of solid pattern as well. So the colours in this set, I'll talk you through those. The colours are Berry Burst, Blackberry Bliss, Mossy Meadow, Night of Navy, Pretty Peacock and Timid Tiger. So a few regal colours, a few bright colours, and one in colour. So nice sort of autumnal looking colours, I would say, and getting us ready for the colder weather, but we're not thinking about that because we're enjoying the sunshine. So these are the patterns. This one is my favourite, and that's all I have left. I've used that a lot. I also like this one. I don't have a lot of that left. And then you've got some nice sort of plainer backgrounds as well. I love this. Peach Pie is one of my favourite colours. All right, this is one of the cards I've made. It is also a product that I've been asked to create some artisan projects with, so you'll see those in July. And here is a little thank you card that I popped in with my card class kits this month. So this is just using the designer series papers, some of the layering dies, and then that really nice sentiment, thanks for being you. But we're going to make this card today. So the pieces that I've asked you to bring along with you if you wish to craft along, not too much. So you have a piece of coloured cardstock. This is Night of Navy, and this measures 15 centimetres by 21 centimetres. And that is, we're going to create our card base from that. I have another piece of coloured cardstock. This measures 3 centimetres by 15 centimetres. And that's the piece that we're going to use for in there. It actually attaches to the back there like so. And then I have some designer series paper. So I have a piece that is 8.5 centimetres by 10 centimetres. This is the piece that's going to go in our centre panel in the background, and I've chosen something quite floral for that. But you could easily switch this up for anything that you have. I have some designer series paper, same as the pattern that I'm using for my end panels. So the end panels, I have this piece here, 2 of those. They measure 2.5 centimetres by 10 centimetres. I have a die cut everyday art shape. That measures, I'll just tell you the measurement of that across. So the measurement across for that is almost 7 centimetres, and it is roughly 10 centimetres tall. I have another piece of white, and that is for my sentiment there. And then I have a piece of white, which is for the insert. Now this piece, I've just used a scrap piece that was on my desk, so it's slightly different to the measurement inside, but use what you have. So to get us started, we're going to create the card base, and you're going to need your trimmer with scorer attachment, ideally. So this, you've got a piece of cardstock that is 15 centimetres by 21. And we're going to work on this long edge at the top to start. So I'm going to line this up at 10.5 centimetres, and I'm going to score. That out, give it a nice crease. Okay. And then we're going to now work on this card with it open. Okay, so we need to have our crease line at the top and then open it up. I'm sure I've scored that right. I have. Sorry, my eyes are playing tricks on me this morning. So I'm going to move my trimmer up a little bit so you can see this. So what I want to do is I want to work on this panel here, the bottom panel. So I'm going to line it up at 3 centimetres. I'm lining it up at 3 centimetres over this side. Okay. And I'm going to cut from the bottom of my card up to this first score line. Okay, to our middle score line. That's it. Use the little guide on your cutting tool. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it 180 degrees round, so we now have that cut section is now at the top. Okay, you can see my trim. I need to change my blade. And now I'm going to do exactly the same. I'm going to line it up at 3 centimetres over here. And I'm going to cut from that top line that's pressed into the top of the trimmer down to that score line. And this is what we're doing, is we're creating those end panels. Okay. So what you then have is something that looks like this. I'm just going to get rid of that frayed bit. I need to change my blade. I needed to change my blade Monday night during Monday's live, but I've just not done it. Probably a really simple task, just not done it. You can, if you ever have these sort of frayed edges, just use a simple nail file to get rid of those. Okay, so we now have something that looks like this. So this is how we're going to create our panels. So with the card closed, I'm just going to give that another nice squeeze. Lovely. So with it closed, and this card actually builds really, really quickly. The bones of this card is really simple, and then it's just down to how you decorate it. So the end panels, my dried glue on that. Morning, everybody. I'm just seeing that some people are saying hello. Morning to you, Shaz. Morning, Carol. Morning, Ali. Morning, Liz. And morning, Sandra. Very good to have you with us today. Elizabeth has joined from a very wet and very cold Victoria. Oh, bless you. I feel for you. It's lovely and warm here today. Our weather is always polar opposites, isn't it? So those are my two end panels. And then I can put my middle panel in. Those patterns just work really, really nicely, don't they? Morning, Nicole. Good to have you. If you are first time watching, don't forget to hit subscribe. You'll receive notifications of future tutorials and demonstrations that I put up. And I do try and go live a couple of times a week. So there we have our initial background. Okay, while I'm here, I'm also going to attach my everyday arch. Now, don't attach your die shape if you plan to stamp on it. Don't do this bit if you want to do that. I'm not planning to stamp on my arch, so I can add this bit now. So I'm just going to use a foam adhesive sheet. I'm going to attach that to the center of that front panel. Okay, coming together nicely. So now I'm going to open up these two sections here, and what I want to do is I want to attach my little strip. Now think about where you want this strip to go. It's entirely up to you. You could put it in the middle. Remember, you're not going to see this bit. You could put it in the middle, or you could put it up the top or down below. I'm going to put this one in the middle this time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach it to the back of those two strips. Okay, like so. So I'm just going to put me some glue here and here. Got a little fly visitor in my room this morning, buzzing around, and then just try and get it so that it's straight. You can use a piece of grid paper to get it straight, to line it up. Now this piece here, I've just realised I put that on. Just going to quickly take that up. I'm going to open that bit up, and I'm going to put this bit on now, because otherwise you're not going to get that front bit out the front. Okay, so now just make sure that is straight. I think it's my eyes that are wonky. Yeah, that looks good to me. So that is now your middle section. So you have one panel, two panel, and then the reverse panel. So I'm also going to put my reverse panel pieces in as well. If you're not a fan of using your DSP in this way, you don't have to add this layer. And then this piece, I'm going to draw a little line around the inner edge. Your piece will look bigger than this if you're following the measurements. I'm just using the size of white that I had on my desk. Being very lazy this morning. Again, don't stick this bit in if you plan to stamp on it. Okay, so that just sits in there like so. There we go. And that is the bones of our card. Oh, I've forgotten to do this bit. So this bit needs to go in here, but I plan to stamp on that. So I'm not going to attach it yet. Okay. So that is the bones of our card. That's the structure all complete. Now we just need to decorate it. So I have this piece of designer series paper, which matches this piece in the background here. And it's got these really beautiful flowers in it. So I'm going to cut one out. Let's go for this one here. Let's have a little bit of fussy cutting this morning. So do tell me, is this a product that you've already seen? Is it completely new to you? I'm just going to try and cut this out a little bit roughly first, because this piece of paper is quite large. Okay, that's better. Right, now let's get to it. So let's fussy cut this piece out. So I'm just going to cut around the outline, leaving a little border showing. There's no way that I could fussy cut this out without a border. And this is the sort of card that you can just make and make and make. It doesn't use huge amounts of product. You can change it to fit the occasion. And it's just a nice little surprise when someone opens it. And make fussy cutting look so easy. Bless you. It's years of practice. I also find it quite calming, fussy cutting. Okay. And Zaina. Morning, Zaina. Lovely to have you with us. You're having a good week so far. It's been quite a good week here in the house. Very calm. I've only had a few meetings. So I work, for those of you who don't know, I work in local education and I support sort of boards of directors and governors. So I've had a few meetings this week. Some of them have been virtual, which have been an absolute treat. And it just means I've been around a little bit more. And this time of year, we are winding down to the end of the last term of the year. There's just 4 more Mondays to go. And I just can't wait to finish for the school holidays now. There's lots of nice things happening this term with the girls. We had sports day last week. It's just nice. It's a nice time of year here. Sandra said it's new to her. Margaret's not seen it either. I've seen this card made with the Mediterranean Blooms products from the annual catalogue last year as well. It's where I sort of got the idea from. I can't remember the name of the demonstrator that I watched, but I will credit her if I can find the original video, which is always a task in itself, isn't it? Right, so that is my piece for that, and that just looks lovely. And I am going to use, let's cut some of these guys out. So that one I'm going to cut from, I think, let's have the leaves out of this one. What did I do on this? Let's remember. Okay. So that should be very birthday pink. Let's do that. Let's cut the leaves out of Night of Navy. I've got 8 3-week-old puppies. Oh, Shaz, where do you live? I'm on my way. I could do a little bit of puppy therapy. What puppies are they? What breed? Lovely. And Ali has put beautiful papers. They are beautiful, aren't they? I really like them. Now let's see what other patterns we've got to use rather than using. Okay, let's use this to cut out that flower. A bit. Yeah. Sounds like a lot of energy. It does sound like a lot of energy, especially on a hot day. Nicole's, but I have seen this and it's in my shopping cart. Love it. I love the new function on, if you're shopping on the demonstrator website, I love the new function that when you see things you like, I know you can put them on a wish list, but you can just add them to your cart or think about it. And then you can just go back and it's still there. It makes life so much easier. That's for me anyway. I always forget what I've seen that I like. English Springer Spaniels. They are so cuddly. They look at me with so much love. Oh my goodness. I love a Springer Spaniel. And they're cute little fur balls, aren't they, at this age? You lucky, lucky lady. Okay, so I now have this piece, which is just beautiful. And that goes with this piece. And then we've got some leaves to attach under. But what I've actually done on this one, you'll notice there's no leaves attached to this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this piece up. Right? Because I just want those flowers. I don't want my leaves to be purple. I know leaves can be purple, but for the purpose of this card, they aren't needed. So I'm just going to snip these off. There we go. So these bits I can save if I want to, but they're just going to go in the binner probably. So we can now think about adding this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach this using just one little dimensional. So I want to layer some things around and I'm going to put it on at an angle. I like an angle. There we go. Just beautiful. And then these bits I can just tuck in and around. Let's have one over there. What is the name of this card? Do you know what? I don't know the official name. I've just called it a simple interactive card. It's probably not the right name for it, but we're going to just wing it today. Now this leaf, it's going to tuck in there. So pretty, so delicate, this leaf. I'm not very good at the names of things. And then this one, I'm going to tuck in just there. Okay. So that's my detail. And now what I need to do is to do some stamping. So I'm going to use the same sentiment. I'm going to stick with what I designed originally. And this sentiment comes from a firm favourite of mine. It's Delightful Wishes. It was in the mini catalogue in January and I've just used it so much. So wishing you and then all the best. I was working yesterday when the children came home from school. So Darren was here, my husband. And I've come here to this morning. He's obviously bought them out here, or bought the youngest one out here. Because I've come in this morning and her little Crocs, which are the cutest thing ever, are on the floor. And look at this little picture she drew me. I don't know if she meant to draw it for me, but it was just on my desk. How cute is that? Made me really miss her this morning, and I only just dropped her at school. So yeah, that was my little lovely thing on a Wednesday morning. So let's stamp this now. Let's stamp it in navy. Gotta love a bit of Night of Navy. Recovering from sepsis. Oh my gosh, Shaz, that sounds awful. I hope you're okay, lovely. And Robin's put, it's a spanner panel card. Thank you, Robin. I love someone who knows the official names of things. So we've got wishing. And then this one here, with you all the best. I'm just going to stamp it along the edge of my card and then we'll trim that out. So luckily there is a die that goes around wishing. These are really useful dies and I'm really glad that Stampin' Up have carried them over. Chaz has put a picture on. Oh, that's what I'll be doing. Oh no, she's talking about the picture that Emily drew. I thought we should put a picture on the puppies. Got a bit excited then. You can hear it in my voice. So let's cut this out. So this is my wishing. That might actually have been better in the purple. Let's do it in purple instead. I don't like that. So Berry Burst is my purple. Let's just give that a look clean. And then let's use Berry Burst. I think that's just going to be better. Berry Burst. Lots of love coming in for you, Ashley. I hope you can feel that coming through, all those lovely warm wishes. I'm sure the puppies are just what you need as well. I saw a photograph the other day of a friend of mine, and she went to a puppy yoga class. So she's basically just doing yoga but surrounded by puppies. I'm not sure I would bother with the yoga. Let's see if I like this bit better. Okay. Yeah, that's much better, isn't it? That just goes nicer. So give you the comparison. So that's the blue. Not fussed for that. And then this is the purple. That just seems to work better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach this with a little bit, just a little bit of wet glue. Quite like when I add layers to my cards to have them sort of free flowing. And that's exactly what I'm going to do here. Just putting that on there. Okay. And then do you remember we did the You All the Best? I'm going to keep that in navy because it's a bit further down. Just cut that at 1 centimetre. And then this can go on there. Yeah. So Shaz has been in hospital for 3 weeks and I'm very weak. Oh my goodness. What an ordeal for you. Let's just put those pieces there. And there we go. So wishing you all the best. So that now is my complete front. It's quite a busy card. I think the in person looks better. And then we just need to do this bit. So in the Charming Day stamp set, this one here, we have Happy Birthday. And let's stamp this in navy. There we go. And then I'm going to add this in here, like so. And you can, if you want to, add a little bit of extra detail. You can add a little flower. So let's see what I've got on my DSP that I was cutting out of. So there is a cute little flower here. Let's just cut that out. I've never seen this type of card. Oh, I'm impressed. Quite a nice one to do. I like a fun fold card that isn't too taxing on the old measurements. If something has got really tricky measurements, I'm switched off straight away. My little brain likes simple. Because also you'll guarantee I'll get 3/4 of the way through the card and I'll cut it wrong and it will all just go to pieces. Let's put that little flower there. I'm not going to put this side. There's another little one here, look. Love it when you just keep finding things in your paper. Okay, so I'm just following this round, same thing that I did with the piece on the front. And what you want to do is you just want to make sure that it doesn't go too far over the side of this. There we go. And then all I've got left to do is add a couple of little gems. So on here, what have I got? Let's go with these ones. These are actually from the Charming Day suite. I forgot to show you these. These are the gems that are in the suite. And they are Petal Pink, Berry Burst, and Night of Navy. So let's choose the Berry Burst one, shall we? I'm just going to put a few of these around. And that's it. That's the card all made. We'll just have a little recap with you all. So this is the card that I made. We've established it is called a, let me just scroll back up. It's called a spanner panel card. I've just called it an interactive card. I don't mind. So this was my original design. I've used the Charming Day suite to bring this card together. This was my original design that I shared with you all. You have a panel that opens like so, and then you have a secondary panel, and then you have your inside to write your message. And then this was the one I've just made online with you all, live with you all. If you're watching on the replay, this is the one that I've just walked you through. So again, same design. You've got a little bit of detail inside, and then I've just added a smaller white panel in there. Okay, so that's my cards all complete for this week. Thank you so much to everyone who's joined me live and followed along. I hope you've enjoyed the card. If you have any comments or questions about any of the products or techniques I've used, feel free to reach out. This suite, the Charming Day suite, is available to purchase from July. If you are a demonstrator, it's available to pre-order now as part of the online exclusives range. And that's it, guys. Have a great week. I look forward to seeing you all next week. I'll just check what time it will be next week so you can set yourself a little diary note. Yes, same time next week, 9:30 Wednesday morning, and it will be another craft along, and it will probably be a fun fold of some description. I will be designing that in the next few days. If you wanted to grab the measurements early, you can follow me on Facebook. Just search Stamping with Stacey Marsh, and I will share the measurements on Monday, so you can on Tuesday, so you can be prepared for Wednesday. So I'll leave you all there. Enjoy the rest of your day. Look after yourselves. Shaz, I hope you're on the mend. Enjoy those puppies, and I look forward to catching up with you all very, very soon. Bye for now, everyone.